Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Green Room. We've got a great show planned for you tonight, but first, it's finally time to start my seeds for my outdoor garden. Every year, I do an outdoor cut flower garden in my backyard. I dug a 6-foot by 4-foot bed that's 2 feet deep in the ground and added a retaining wall, and every year I keep adding more dirt. I grow zinnias, celosias, and dahlias. This year, I'm going to be digging 2 more beds, and I'm going to be trying some new varieties like snapdragons, poppies, and some cosmos. Today, I'm choosing my seeds and prepping my seed starting station. I'm using 4 24-cell trays, and I'm filling them all with seed starting soil and a light layer of vermiculite. The next step is to get my labels, choose my seeds, and pop them in the soil. Then I'll add my grow lights and water. In about 8 weeks, we'll be able to get the seedlings outside. Enjoy the show, everyone.
All right, all my garden enthusiasts and passionate plant people. Welcome to the Let's Get Growing show here on the Urban Gardener channel. In fact, it's time for the Green Room on the Let's Get Growing show. And not only is it just absolutely awesome to have all of you here join with us tonight, but let's also welcome to the show our co-host on the Green Room. We've got with us Natalie, the Fresh Princess, joining with us here tonight. Again, Natalie, great to have you here. Another awesome night in the Green Room ahead of us today.
Yeah, happy Monday, Enoch, and happy Monday, gardeners. I'm so excited to be here tonight. We have yet another great show planned for you guys tonight. Joining us in the Green Room, we've got Mike from Keep On Growin.
And Anna from Reckless Garden joining with us tonight for the conversation in the Green Room coming up just a little bit later on in the show. So definitely stay tuned with us for these really awesome guests and another really great conversation ahead for you.
Yeah, I'm so excited for tonight. And also, just at the top of the show, wanted to give a shout out to all our replay viewers. For any of you that couldn't be here for the live tonight, thank you so much for taking your time to watch the replay, and let us know that you were here in the comments.
Yes. Definitely. All of you replay watchers, let us know you're here, as well as all of you who are joining with us live. Yes. And if you are here live, join the conversation. In fact, right here at the top of the show, jump into the chat right now. Let us know you're here for the roll call coming up in just a few minutes here. So let us know you're here, where you're growing from, what you got growing, all of that great stuff. So definitely drop into the conversation there. And also to questions. If you got questions for our guests later on in the show, definitely be dropping those into the chat as well. And also, just want to remind everybody too that we are your 3-day gardening weekend here on the Let's Get Growing show. We've got our regular shows every Saturday and Sunday here on the Urban Gardener channel, 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern. And then, of course, here every Monday evening for our Green Room show, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. So right on. Excellent. So great to have you all here. And Natalie, again, great to have you here with us as well, too. Tell us a little bit about what's been growing on for you this last week. We saw the beginning clip before the show got started there. Usually we're getting to see some things going on in the grow tent, but you showed us some clips of the outdoor garden this time, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's 8 weeks before time to finally get things outside, right? So time is of the essence to start my flower garden seeds. So that felt good after, the last several weeks I've had. Feels nice to start some new seeds. So I thought I'd share a bit of that today, just because it's so depressing seeing an empty grow tent. But
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
I've been seeing some of your clips, getting everything cleared out and getting things ready. In fact, I saw one of them I thought was just really kind of fun and amazing. But what did you do? Like a somersault or some
Oh, a
sort of like a
cartwheel.
cartwheel inside of your grow tent? I mean, that was pretty wild.
Yeah, you know what? Because it's so large and it's so empty, I have all
Yeah.
this space now. I could, I got to get some roller skates in there or something, have some fun.
Yeah, you could probably do some laps around inside of that thing
Yeah.
with some
So
roller skates for sure.
everything, yeah, it's been a busy week. My body's sore. Everything's
Yeah.
empty. And now we're ready to start bringing things back in and setting up again, starting a new
Yeah.
grow in 4 weeks today. So,
So you get it all cleared out and cleaned out. I'm sure you do, like, you're just scrubbing it down and doing all that sort of stuff. Are
bleach
you
and water.
taking you're not like are you taking time, like, just leaving it empty for a while just to kind of give it some time? Or are you going right back to setting up?
45 days was the time I gave myself
Yeah.
to, from the day that there's no plant matter in the tent,
Yeah.
45 days, just because that's the life cycle of a thrip. So
Okay.
45 days just to be safe so that if there's any larvae and they hatched or
Right.
adults, everything could die
Yeah,
before
yeah.
I'm comfortable starting again. So May 4th, May
Okay.
4th, Star Wars Day.
Star Wars
That's
Day.
yeah,
Perfect. Yeah, yeah.
that's the day that we're starting the new grow. So I'm going to be starting seeds in the next week or so, starting
Okay.
with peppers. But physically getting plants in the systems will be on May 4th.
Wow. Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Still
So
to go, but, you'd be kind of planting out as a lot of other people are on their around their last frost dates and all of that, so kind of
yeah,
timing there in a sense too, I suppose.
yeah, and it's kind of fitting because it'll have been May 7th will have been 1 year of doing my lives every day, live streams every day. So it'll be cool. It'll be having, the start of a new setup and a new grow based on everything I've learned from doing those live streams. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, May
She
the
said,
4th be with you.
May the
Exactly,
4th
Jay.
be with you." That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Hopefully
How
it's a
about you? What's going on in your garden?
Oh man, still just a bunch of work and getting things set up. As I'm kind of actually right now, I'm in a mad dash to make sure I get some spaces set up. I was kind of chatting with you a little bit before the show, talking about, I want to try to make sure I'm getting ahead on some of my tomatoes. It's been my goal to do that. So I've got some tomato seedlings that are, just getting ready. They've been potted up. So here in the next week, they're going to be ready to go, which is like 4 weeks ahead of my last frost date here. But the last couple of seasons, I've always kind of run into this issue. It gets so hot so fast here in our valley where we live that it just really just hits the plants pretty hard, pretty early. So I've wanted to get ahead of that. And each of the last 2 seasons, I've just really regretted not getting them in around this time of year, which
Yeah.
is, again, like I said, it's weeks early from our last frost date. But each time these last 2 seasons, I've just totally regretted it. I'm like, I could have actually planted them weeks ago and gotten them started. The soil temperatures are really nice. Our overnight temperatures are pretty good right now, but it's risky, right? It's
Yeah.
still risky because,
All it takes
again,
is one night,
right,
and then you
one
wake up in the
night.
morning and everything's
Yeah,
yeah.
like for you, I mean, right now you were just saying you just saw snow again. It just
Yeah,
snowed again, right? Here it
it
is
just
in
snowed
April.
again.
Right. What are you
Canada. What are
yeah.
you gonna
Well,
do?
even here, I mean, sometimes it can happen, where it's late like that. But then I just suppose, hopefully, as warm as it's been, that any sort of frost or any sort of situation that might pop up will be very brief. So
Right.
maybe just some simple protection, maybe just throwing some cloth over them or something like that overnight on any possible situations that could come up like that will be an
Yeah,
okay thing. But getting ahead of the deal, especially for the bigger tomato varieties, the ones that I want to get some of those bigger, larger fruits from. They just give me so much trouble once the
yeah,
heat really kicks in around here.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah. So I got a few like these big giant grow pots, like this like big
Nice.
felt grow pots, like 40,
Yeah.
45 gallon ones. So I'm kind of getting them reset and re-put into a part of our alleyway garden. I got these big trellises I got to fix up. So there's some repair work I've got to do. But I got to get them
Nice.
all set up and get them ready to go so that I can get all of these tomatoes put out in the different spaces. We got spaces in the back patio, spaces in the back alley, all sorts of different places where we put different tomatoes and
That's
different
awesome.
varieties around. But
I can't wait to see.
I gotta hurry up and get them ready to go. Because
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, I've
that's how
got
it
things.
is.
I've got tons of peppers popping up, and they're getting going. We got the tomatoes, eggplants are coming up. There's these things that are starting to happen, and now it's time to get serious. It's time to really make sure that our spaces are ready for them when it's time to get them outdoors.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's
When
exciting.
you're so busy, things can pile up so fast. But again, you're right. It's exciting because this is the time of year we're
Yeah.
all as gardeners looking forward to.
What do we do as we're stressed out and overwhelmed? Add more plants to the mix. That's
Uh,
just,
uh,
it's like
more
I'm in the middle of,
projects, more things like,
yeah.
oh, this would be
It's
great.
like
Actually, I didn't ever think of that. Right. And then there you go.
the
Add it to the
addiction.
list.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a full-blown reset, and then now I'm like, you know what? Let me triple my outdoor garden this year. So
Right.
it's it is what it
Yeah,
is.
it is what it
Okay.
is.
There
That's
are
just the
worse
way
addictions
I
to have.
think that's why folks like us and a lot of folks who are gardeners are of that type of personality. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We like a lot of projects. We like to keep ourselves busy and all that sort of stuff. But because of that, and we can really kind of overwhelm our to-do list basically with a lot of things I got to get done. But it's
yeah,
fun, it's great, and then when you get it done and accomplished, there's just that awesome accomplishment that comes along with it when you get to watch all of these plants in your garden growing
absolutely.
throughout the season. So got that to look forward to. It's just you got to
Absolutely.
put the work in to get it done, right?
Got to put the work in.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, I think about putting the work in though too, and I'm watching your videos of you having to tear that thing down and
Bet you
wash
can't
all
do a
them things
cartwheel,
up.
Enoch.
Oh my
Bet you
gosh. I
can't do
know,
a
I'm definitely
cartwheel.
not. You're definitely not seeing me do a cartwheel for sure. Someone definitely gonna be giving me some assistance on that for sure if I was even to attempt something that like that, but
You know what? You got to have fun while you're doing it, right? So that's
that's
why I
right.
try to just have fun.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Have as much fun as you can while you're physically able to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's great. Awesome, though. What are some of the things that you've gotten started, though? You say you got some seedlings you've got that you've started out there, or what are some of the
Yeah.
things you're
So it's
getting going
all
right now?
flowers. I'm doing a big cut flower garden this year. Normally I just
Hmm.
have one bed. I'm going to do three, maybe four. And yeah, I'm trying. So I've done zinnias, dahlias, and celosias in the past. And then I'm going
Hmm.
to be doing that in addition to snapdragons and poppies, cosmos, trying a bunch of stuff. So it's going to
Yeah.
be, and hollyhocks. So it's going to be a big garden this year.
That's
Can't wait.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't wait to see. Can't wait to see.
Yeah.
Lots more coming up. Well, right on. I think it's about time for us to jump in and see who we got hanging out with us here
Yeah,
tonight
let's
in the
do it.
chat. It's time for a little bit of roll call, everybody.
My name is Kevin. Yeah. That is my name. Yeah. They call me Kevin. Yeah. Because that's my name.
All right, all right. It's roll call time. That means it's time to let us know you're here. Let us know what you got growing on, where you're growing from, all that great stuff. Jump into the chat with us and let's see who we have with us tonight. Oh, I hit the wrong button there. There we go. Of course, at the top of roll call, we definitely want to say hello to our good friend, the J-Bot, our facilitator joining us. Jay's in the chat with everybody. Keep an eye out for links and information and all the good stuff that she provides during our conversation throughout the night. We also have with us tonight.
We got Robin. Robin Gardens from Chicagoland. Peppers potted up, and onions will start hardening off in 2 days. Oh man, is it that time already for you, Robin? Hardening off
Yeah,
already?
Yeah, peppers too. Yeah, like I said, I got all my peppers. I'm excited for all of them to start growing and getting out into the garden. So I'll be hardening off things here real soon myself. We also got MKP joining with us tonight. Good evening to you. It's great to have you here with us. Thanks for joining us tonight on the Green Room.
We got the Wickershire. We know you can hear everything. You're everywhere, always.
That's
What's
right.
up,
The
Wickershire?
all hearing, that's for
Yeah.
sure. The
All
Wickershire.
knowing and all hearing.
That's right. Great to have you with us. Here's awesome. David from Bowtie Life, Triple G greetings, global gardeners in the heart of Old Destin, where highs are near 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 degrees Celsius for you Canadians out there. Gloomy skies, but dry. Marigolds up potted. Peppers and tomatoes are next out. Awesome. Sounds like lots of great stuff growing on over there,
Yeah.
David. Yeah.
And we got Michael. Good to see you, Michael. Howdy to you too.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. We got Kelpie Capers Farm. Lori joining with us tonight. Thank you so much for being here. It's great to have you here. And she says, finally caught one from the start. Awesome.
Yeah.
It's great to have you here right from the get-go.
Yeah.
Right on. Thanks, Lori.
And Serena, zone 7A, potatoes, sunchokes, tomatoes, nice. And I have something blocking my screen. And peppers, nice. Exciting. I guess 'tis the season for everybody, right? I'm like, I feel like the last one because there's still snow.
Yeah. I love you got sunchokes growing too. I got to get me some of those sometimes.
Yeah,
I've been wanting. I've heard about them so many times. A lot of people grow them.
Yeah.
But I've never had a chance to try them, and I've just been so fascinated with the idea of growing them. So I gotta get some sometime. And Lori of Kelpie Capers Farm says my location is Southwest Washington State, about 35 miles from Mount St. Helens. And between yesterday and today, we've planted cabbage, broccoli, onions, elephant garlic, and lettuce. Man, that sounds like a lot of really good stuff there. Lots of really great stuff.
And J57, good evening to you too. Good to see you.
Yeah, good evening. Great to have you here with us. Looks like David says I just got my first poppies this year too. Awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah. From Northern Alabama, zone 8A. Nice.
Awesome. Yeah. And we have Bernie joining with us as well too. Great to have you here.
Yeah, what's up, Bernie? Yeah, you have to plant a Rebel starter for May the 4th. That's a good one. Rebel Starfighter Prime. Have you heard of those?
I have not. I've not seen those tomatoes.
Oh, they're some beautiful tomatoes. Rebel Starfighter Prime.
Yeah, those sound perfect for May the 4th, right? For sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. Too bad you get those started up for your May the 4th garden in your grow tent, right? Yeah.
I could, but I've already decided. So
you already decided on what you got, right?
We've got Doyle. Good to see you. Good evening, growers. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for hanging out, Doyle.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. Great to have you here. EE2201 said we had a light snow this morning, like you, Natalie, in Cleveland. And I went to Columbus to watch a golf tournament, 60 degrees, 2 hours south. Quite a difference. Yeah, again, too, it's just, as we've been talking about the last couple of weeks, it's just that up and down time. This one season from the other doesn't know which one is which and what's really happening
so unpredictable.
Right now. So unpredictable, for sure.
The best, but the worst time of year as well.
Yeah.
Getting ready to germinate more seeds this week. I mean, I feel like we're always germinating seeds, right? There's always something.
Yeah. Definitely more and more to do. I just got a bunch more from a friend today as well too. Gave me a bunch of like, here, you got to take these off of me. And I'm like, okay, I'll see what I can do with
pleasure.
those. Yeah, I'll see what I can do with those for sure. Yeah. Eddie says, hi from North Alabama. Just passing through. Awesome.
What's up, Eddie?
Oh, and Kelpie says, I'll send you some sunchokes if you want. Well, that sounds like a great deal. I have to get in on that. I'd maybe have to figure out. One thing I need to know is like, because I see people growing them mostly like in ground. I just wonder if they would work like maybe in a big large pot or something. I don't know the way they kind of grow or not. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But I'd have to find some space, in-ground space for sure as well. We also got
Crazy Life Homestead. What's
yeah,
up? Thank you for joining us.
right on. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us here tonight on the Green Room. We got nope. Also joining with is it there we are. What's up, everyone? Cam from Las Vegas here. It's hot today, 85 degrees now. Oh my.
Wow. Just rub it in for us Canadians.
I know. Las Vegas, though, man, they're going to get
I
real
know.
warm real quick
Different.
down there.
Yeah. And 250 Rem from North Carolina getting ready to plant some potatoes. Nice. Happy growing.
Right on. And also says it's the first time growing okra this year. Awesome.
Oh, good
Excellent.
luck.
Yeah. Did you get your seed started already? Okra is one of those ones I wait till like the last minute to sow the seeds because those seeds are if you got good seed, man, they pop up and germinate so fast. Those plants just get going and
Yeah,
taking
you got to know
off
what
like
to
so.
do with them right away.
Right away. Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to know right away what to do. Okay. Excellent. Let's see here. I think we've gone through everybody there. And if you didn't get a chance to get your shout out for roll call, definitely jump into the chat anytime here. And as I said, too, as we get moving through the show here and get our guests on here in just a little bit here, definitely drop your questions and comments into the chat as well for our guests when we get them here on the show here just a few minutes. But before we do that, we've got a little segment here at the front of the show we like to play for you all called Grow What You Eat. And this week, we've got Shawnee joining with us for our Grow What You Eat segment. So we'll be right back here in a few minutes. Enjoy.
Have you ever bought a plant that said perennial only to watch it disappear after one winter? Or planted onions that grew beautiful green tops but never made a bulb? You might think you did something wrong. But sometimes the problem isn't you. Sometimes the plant was never meant to grow where you live. This is Grow What You Eat with Shawnee Grows. Today we're talking about nursery traps, plants sold everywhere that only succeed in certain climates. So let's hear from you. What grinds your gears at the nurseries? Onions are one of the biggest hidden garden traps. Most gardeners don't realize onions are controlled by day length, not just temperature. So let's pull up a map and I can take me away. According to the growing guides from Johnny's Selected Seeds, onions begin forming bulbs when daylight reaches a specific number of hours. There are 3 types. We have your long day. Needs 14 to 16 hours of daylight, best for northern areas, roughly 37 to 47 degrees latitude. So here is this map. You might have to look at a different map if you're not on this map to figure out what kind of onions you need. Intermediate day onions need 12 to 14 hours of daylight. They work in the middle latitudes. Okay, so we can see there's a section for that. And then there's some overlapping. We have short day onions need 10 to 12 hours of daylight, best for southern climates with mild winters. All right. If you plant the wrong type, a long day onion in the south may never bulb. A short day onion in the north bulbs too early and stays tiny. And here's the trap. Garden centers often sell the same onion sets nationwide. So, someone in Minnesota and someone in Texas might buy the same bag, even though they need completely different varieties. I hope that makes sense to you. Let me know if you've fallen for that trap. Here in Minnesota, we grow long day onions, as you saw on the map. After the summer solstice hits, It triggers the onion to switch from growing green tops to growing the bulb. So you spent from planting time up to summer solstice fertilizing for the green growth. The more green growth, the more layers of your onion. It knows when summer solstice comes to switch gears and form our onion. Now, there's another one I want to talk about. Another nursery trap, zone mismatch. A plant labeled perennial just means it survives winter somewhere. It does not guarantee it survives winter where you live. So even when the zone looks correct, many factors matter. Winter freeze, thaw cycles, your chill hours. Some trees require chill hours. Some bushes require a certain amount of chill hours. Lack of insulating snow affects whether or not something survives the winter if it's below 20 out, right? Soil drainage and sudden temperature swings. So tip, buy plants that are hardy at least one zone colder than where you live. I'm going to show another map. If you haven't seen the USDA plant hardiness zone map, it is different colors of zones. So I'm 5A. I used to be 4B. It's an average of how cold you get over so many years. And the map kind of is hard to see like where you fall on it. So technically I usually go to the Farmer's Almanac, zone, find my zone by zip code, and it tells you the information. It can tell you your first and last frost dates, just like that. Big box nurseries often distribute plants nationally, but plants are regional. Examples that trick gardeners, different types of lavender are sold everywhere, but there's varieties that struggle in humid climates, heavy soils, freeze thaw winters. This is that we are better off starting some things from seed ourselves because we can narrow down the variety. Another one you might see is rosemary. It's a perennial in warm zones and annual in cold climates. Artichokes often sold as perennials but die in cold winters without protection. Plants at the nursery look perfect, and that's because they were grown in controlled temperatures. They have that gardener fertilizing them on a schedule. They have an ideal soil for their beginning life, the perfect watering. But once they hit the real conditions, like your winds, your cold nights, full access to sun, because in a greenhouse, they still have a layer of protection. Maybe you have put them in some poor soil. There's going to be pests. Some simply can't adapt. We talk about hardening off plants and the process with that, introducing them to the real world slowly, an hour one day on a shady, non-windy day, not in a rainstorm. A beautiful plant in a pot does not mean it belongs in your climate. So before buying plants, ask yourself 3 questions. What zone is it truly hardy to if you're shopping in the perennial category? Looking beyond the tag, sometimes researching with your device what the tag says, if it's true or not, because sometimes things are mislabeled. Is this variety suited to my latitude? So we talked about the onion thing. Maybe garlic is something that you need to check into. What type of garlic do you need to grow? Hard neck or soft neck? Is this plant perennial here or somewhere else? Because the same plant can be a perennial in Georgia, but an annual in Minnesota. I want to hear from you. Share your nursery shopping tricks, hacks, tips, ways to save money. Let's have a conversation. There's tons of stuff I did not talk about. When shopping for plant starts, what are you looking for? Right? I want to hear from you. The goal isn't just to grow plants. The goal is to grow plants that succeed. So before you buy, make sure that plant belongs in your climate. It's good to push the zones and it's good to experiment. For myself, a garden center that I have shopped my whole gardening time. So I don't know, we're on 8 years now, I think. It's closed. It switched to just the farm side instead of splitting garden center and farming. So I have to travel out of town one way and another way to try 2 different greenhouses this year. And then there's a third greenhouse that I have experience with that I could go shopping at, because of course we always peruse. Is it too early? Is it too late? Let me know. Have you already been impulse buying at the nurseries near you. Remember to grow what you eat and eat what you grow.
Ivy Organic was founded on the gardening concept of whitewashing, simply lightening your plants to better tolerate weather extremes, transplant shock, and so much more. Such a valuable gardening practice that farmers have been doing it since BC times. However, in recent years, most research has been caring for plants and trees using latex and tar-based products which are designed to last 100 years but fall off your plants within 1 to 2 years as your plants grow, contaminating your garden soil indefinitely. Ivy Organic gives organic commercial orchards and backyard growers an organic and healthier alternative. Also, unlike latex and tar-based products, Ivy Organic dries on porous, allowing moisture and nutrients to pass so that your coated surfaces such as grafting wounds and pruned branches will not rot. Ivy Organic has 2 general categories of whitewash products. The 3-in-1 Plant Guard, which includes 7 natural oils including castor, cinnamon, clove, garlic, peppermint, rosemary, and spearmint, which offer insect and rodent repellent protection, and the whitewash oil-free formula. Both products also have diatomaceous earth in the base ingredients, which naturally offer some insect repellent protection too. As always, keep growing with Ivy Organics, and wishing you all happy gardening.
Why wait for the right season to start your garden when you can grow anything you want all year round? This is my indoor garden where I grow all of my own produce regardless of the season. Aeroponically grown food, pesticide-free, all organic. The mission is to inspire and educate others to do the same. Whether you're limited in space or not, an indoor garden can be your reality. Follow along as I explore all the ways to achieve a successful indoor garden. From aeroponic Dutch buckets to vertical grow towers, I experiment with all kinds of grow mediums and varieties. Let's learn and grow together and reclaim our food sovereignty.
All right. Here we are back at it here on the green room.
We're
Thank
back.
you. Yeah. And thank you, Shawnee, for such a great Grow What You Eat segment. Some really good information, especially on getting onions right. I mean, I think that's something that a lot of folks kind of miss, as they're first starting to learn about gardening. Is the onions kind of have some particularities about where and what region they're being grown in, for sure.
Yeah.
And I like the idea, though, talking about and being aware of like these sort of plant traps. I like that phrase. I like that phrase that you use, plant traps, that you can get at a lot of these big box nurseries, especially. There's so many things that we should be avoiding buying when it comes to some of these big box nurseries, because they're just selling it to anybody and everybody and whoever will pick it up.
Exactly.
Right?
And it's up to you to advocate or do your own research to know if it's suitable or, if it's something you should be buying.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. One time, I even stopped somebody at a check stand as they were checking out with some stuff at a big box store, and they were buying lettuce. Right, they were buying little like 4-inch pots of lettuce starts. And these lettuce starts had already had maybe 1.5 foot seed stock on them already. And I was like, ma'am, you really don't want to be getting those unless you're looking to be saving seed. Because if you're looking to grow lettuce, to harvest lettuce,
you don't want
these
it to
plants are done already. They're done already. And these folks, right? I'm like, and these folks will gladly sell them to you when they're completely useless, unless, of course, the variety is going to be open pollinated and you can save the seed. So you've got to know a little bit more if that's the intention as well too. But I was like, no, you want to let them take those back, because don't waste your money.
Yeah.
And they will too. They'll gladly sell it to you without a problem.
Well, yeah, because that's what big box stores are, right? That's why we grow our own, right? Fight against it.
That's right. Fight against it. Exactly. Right on. Well, everybody, here real quick, I'll just let you know about what we had going on this weekend on the show. We've had some really great shows for you this weekend. Last Saturday on the show, we had Robin Jones from Honey Girl Grows joining with us. A really great conversation with her. And we also had Michelle from Michelle's Garden Grows as well too on the show for our Are You Following Me segment. Really great conversation with her, talking Robin's does so many great projects. She lives out of LA, does all these really cool things. They're building this big, huge, like garden installation and one of the big major motion picture lots and everything down there. She couldn't
Wow.
tell us which one it was, but she says, "Oh, showing and
Definitely.
covering all this, but it's
Yeah.
supposed to be really big and cool."
Probably. Yeah. Probably be like a big name, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's got to be one of them. She said it's one of the big ones for sure. But
Warner Brothers or
I mean, how
something.
fun would that be though, to go do some
Yeah.
gardening and hanging out on a movie lot and all of that too. But we had a great conversation with her. She did some cool traveling around the world this last year. We touched on some of that stuff and all sorts of things about beekeeping and all of that, and just some really great conversations. So you want to go back and check out that show. And we were also here yesterday on Sunday, like I mentioned earlier. We're here both Saturday and Sundays at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And on our Sunday edition of the show, we had another appointment with Dr. Jeff. Dr. Jeffrey Pierce joins with us every couple of months to talk about gardening as medicine. And on yesterday's show, we talked a bit about gosh, the words escaping me right now, but about connecting, with folks and building community and that sort of thing. The gardens can be at a point, or in a way, isolating in a way. It's kind of easy to kind of
Yes.
seclude yourself to do things, and I've done that as well myself. And we really talked about a lot about getting out of socializing and building a community and
I was
those sort
gonna
of
say, I
things,
thought
and
that
how
was
the
the
garden is going to be poured. What's that?
I was gonna say, I thought that was the whole point, is to get away from people.
Right, exactly, and we did talk about that a little bit too, and it is in a way, and it dep and also it really kinda depends on what each individual person is dealing with in their lives and stuff, and what kind of
Yeah.
connection we're making to our gardens. And I shared my story about how, I kinda isolated in the garden for a while, until my daughter suggested to me, like, "Hey, 'cause I was getting a little depressed about some things going on," and she's like, "You need to get out and find some friends."
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, and I went and found a garden group and started hanging out with a couple of folks, and they introduced me to a community garden, and then from there, just things started, really flourishing and changing in my life
It's
in a way too. So I talk about that, how gardening really, in a way, kind of saved my life in a way when it came to
yeah.
certain aspects of it, for sure. But it was that point when I really started reaching out to the community, though.
Yeah. It's easy to find your people when they're gardening people.
That's right. That's right. And that's one thing we mentioned as well too. What better community to be in when you need to kind of get out of your shell? Gardeners
Absolutely.
are the most amazing people. So easy. So
Kind.
yeah, and generous,
Yeah.
and with what they share and how we share with people. It's just great community for all of that sort of stuff. So we dug into all of that sort of stuff. Always a great conversation with Dr. Jeff when we get him on the show. So you want to go back and check that out as well. And then last Monday on the show for the Green Room, we had with us Destin and Phil. Destin from the Texas Garden Guy and Phil from Phil's Figs. Both of these guys are co-hosts of the Garden Party podcast. What a fun show that was last week to hang
So
out
much.
with those two, right?
Yeah. Time always flies in the green room. It really does. But we had a lot of fun last week. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, definitely. So if you didn't get a chance to check out any of those shows, definitely go back and check out those conversations with all those wonderful, awesome guests that we had here this last weekend and last week on the Green Room. But now it's time to welcome some new guests right here to
Yes.
the Green Room. Let's go ahead and get this all started. All right. So let's welcome to the Green Room our guests this evening. We have joining with us Hannah,
Hi.
and Mike from Keep On Growin. How's it going?
Hey,
Thank
Great.
you all for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me back.
Yes, it's great to have you here. And again, yeah, that's one of the things I love about having this new show here on Monday evenings, is to be able to have awesome guests that we've had on the show before back with us for a fun conversation here. So it's great to have you back. Real quick, though, we're going to give you each a minute or two to introduce yourselves to everybody in the audience out there and let us know what you got growing on. And we'll go ahead and start with you, Anna.
Hi, everybody. So my name's Anna. I have a channel, The Reckless Garden. And so basically from the name, you can probably tell my gardening is all about having fun. I do vegetables, flowers, and I kind of enjoy all aspects of it. So a lot of the aesthetics of just having a beautiful garden is like huge for me, but then it's also really fun. Like for Easter, this past weekend, I have two daughters, a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and we went out and picked like every viola that is in the garden right now and put them on all the deviled eggs and all the salads.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was great. They always want to pick all the flowers, so it was like so nice to be like, okay, well, now you can. Pick them all.
That's right. Pick them. Go for it.
They'll just bloom more, and that's perfect. So I just like to kind of have fun in the garden. And this year is my second year in my current space. So I've had a couple moves just because of life things. And so now I'm like hoping that this year is going to go a little better than last year, because last year was a little rough. So that's where I'm at, just like building a new garden. Still very much feel like I'm building a garden.
Yeah.
I saw your flowers on your deviled eggs and those looked so good. That's a great idea.
It was a good recipe too. If you've seen the beet juice dyed devil, they were like all over Pinterest and Instagram this year, at least my pages. And they're on my stories. If anybody I linked the recipe. It is a next level deviled egg as well.
I'll have to check that out.
Yes, I love a good one. So I'll have to definitely check that out for sure. Right on. How about you? Yeah, Mike, how about you? How things going there?
Hey, pretty good. I'm just Mike. Keep on growing. I've been back a couple of times. I know Enoch for a couple of years now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, it's been many years, actually, many years. I was telling Natalie just before the show, it's been quite a while and everything that we've been following each other for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, and welcome, Natalie. I've met you, and what do you call it? I was gonna be coming on here and thinking why Enoch asked me back, because I'm like, there's all these smart people on here, and I'm starting to be the dumbest gardener in the world. And
I always love that you could put out that moniker for yourself. It's just so great.
But then I saw you in aquaponics and that too. So
yeah, I love your channel. I love your content. So I love.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you do so many awesome things and all that too, and so humble. You come on here all the time, like dumbest gardener in the world. Yeah, I don't know about that. You're really on top of some things, especially with the stuff that you really do. You know, the stuff that you're really good at with all those, the microgreens and all that sort of stuff. Man, you've got a lot. You've inspired a lot of people out there.
Well, the misunderstanding is I'm striving to be the dumbest gardener.
Striving, right?
I know what I
hard effort into it, right?
And I know that just about anybody can do it. So if I bring everybody to that level, then they can move on. Natalie, I might be sending a bunch of people to your channel, because I don't learn all the extra stuff. I don't learn pH, EC levels. We don't use filters. We don't use pumps. And people ask me a lot of questions. I teach them the basics, and I won't even learn it. I won't even buy a meter. I've vowed never to buy a meter. So
drops is what I use if I can, if I use anything, it's usually drops. But
that way, if anybody, I can teach them the basics, and at least I know if you know what I know, you can at least grow some food, and then you can go kick out other people like y'all, and level up that way.
I mean, I just make it more complicated than it needs to be, really. That's the truth of it.
Yeah. But again, too, learning so much along the way, which is really awesome. And again, too, doing different things in different ways, which, each of you do, like hydroponic or water gardening, in different ways and all that stuff. But there's still so much to learn when it comes to those different types that each of you are endeavoring in, if you will. And I think
that's with any type.
A little more freestyle in a way, though.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, right on. Again, thank you two for being here tonight. It's really great to have you here with us on the show. And right here at the top of our conversation with our guests, we like to kind of throw you to the fire just a little bit here. A little something we call the lightning round.
Oh no.
Lightning round. That's right. It's lightning round time. You want to let them know what they got coming at them here, Natalie?
Yeah, so we got a little lightning round for you both. Put you both in the hot seat. You'll go one at a time. You got 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. First thing that comes to mind. Just going to have fun with it. Just a quick way for the audience to get to know you both. So who are we starting with? Enoch?
Let's see here. I think we got let's put our friend
We got Mike first.
We
Mike in
got
the hot seat.
Mike
Are you
in
ready?
the hot seat for us right here, right at the top.
We'll see. My brain doesn't work this way, so you might get like weird answers.
That's right.
That's okay. That's what we want. We want the weird answers.
We want the weird, the
Couple
first
more
thing that
questions.
pops in your head. Those type of answers are always perfect.
All right. So what's your favorite type of planet? And I say Cadillac or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna watch out here,
All right. I'll have follow-up questions to that, so be ready.
All right. As soon as the timer gets going, Natalie's gonna start putting these questions out to you. We got 60 seconds for 10 questions. You ready?
All right. Whenever you're ready.
Here we go.
One mistake all new hydro growers make.
Overwatering.
Best advice for someone scared to start.
Just start.
What matters more, nutrients or environment?
Environment.
One thing YouTube has taught you about gardening.
Community.
Skill every grower should learn early.
Microgreens.
Teaching or experimenting, which excites you more?
Experimenting.
What's your favorite microgreen to eat?
Pak choy.
Gardening tool you think people overspend on?
NFT systems.
Microgreens or full-size vegetables?
Sure. Either one. Microgreens.
What's the first plant you ever grew?
Tomato.
That's it. You got them all. Great job.
We made it.
Get that weird of an answer. I'm kind of disappointed.
Yeah, I know. We got pretty straightforward stuff right there, huh?
You did a great job. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Anna, are you ready?
Let's see.
I think so.
Right.
You think so?
Yeah, the heartbeat and everything, this is intense.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're trying to stress you guys out a little bit,
I feel like I'm back in school.
It is part of the point here for sure. Absolutely. This is exactly what we were hoping for.
Gardening under pressure.
Pressure's on.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. As soon as the clock gets started, get going.
One rule in gardening you love breaking.
Plant spacing.
Biggest gardening risk that paid off.
Oh gosh. Maybe just anytime I've just gone for it. I don't know.
There you go.
Most dramatic plant in your garden.
Definitely the Tithonia sunflowers, like a couple years ago.
Gardening trend you don't understand.
I think everything that if it works for you, I love it. So do what works for you.
I love that answer. First plant you ever successfully grew.
A pot of basil. Like as an adult, a pot of basil.
Awesome. Hardest lesson gardening has ever taught you.
That you can get past absolute defeat. You can get past it. Move on.
Mm-hmm.
One plant that humbled you.
Radishes.
Mm-hmm.
Seed starting indoors or direct sow?
Both. Can I pick both? Both.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Tool you reach for every single day.
Pruners.
Oh, there you go. One last one.
It's okay. You almost got it. What plant best represents your personality?
Ooh, probably like a zinnia.
Love that.
Zinnias. All right. That's awesome. Excellent. You did a great job.
I knew I wasn't going to make the time requirement
over there.
Oh yeah, he's always involved if I'm indoors.
We love
this
pets.
Pan.
Yes,
to be around. Likes to sit on seed packets. That's his.
What's his name?
Lays in them. Pan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cute.
Right on. Great job with the lightning around, you guys.
Yeah, you
Awesome.
guys both
Awesome.
did great, especially under pressure. So yeah, why don't you, well, I guess we'll start with Mike. Why don't you both tell us a little bit about how you got started just in the gardening world?
I mean, I've always tried to garden ever since I was like 17. Really sucked at it. That's why I say I'm like the dumbest gardener. And tried different ways. And my wife started working. I was working with her. We worked together. She was painting murals and decorative finishes. So we were on the road a lot. And, you know, we're at a different house all the time. And we were doing a lot of traveling. And every time I would get somewhere with the garden, we'd end up spending the night and things would go wrong and things wouldn't work out. And I got into hydroponics and just kind of like you have your setups and all of that. And then a couple of times that worked. We had to spend the night or sometimes we're gone for a week and we'd come back and it was working. So that was cool. That's why I got into hydroponics. Then a couple of times I didn't have backup systems in that. So we're in Florida. We got a lot of lightning storms and breakers would trip and we'd come back and everything would be dead again. So I had to figure out like a different way to do it. And then I found Dr. Kratky, who was doing all of his plants and all the hydroponics with no pumps, no aeration and all of that. So I had a little backstory. I had this back and forth with someone on social media. That's why I said, you know, community and that. And she got me to thinking that I need to make it as cheap and as easy as possible instead of we're always trying to get more advanced and trying to teach people more and more and more the way YouTube and everything, you know, want you to do. And I decided to go the other way because if you're at a certain level and you go up, you kind of leave people behind. So I figured if I go ahead and pick everyone else up, you can push them up and they can go on, you know, to everywhere else, but then nobody gets left behind. So I want like everyone, you know, to have a chance to grow some of their own food. You know, we all don't have to be experts, but food's like a basic necessity of life. Yeah. And, you know, just for people to, you know, not be able to do it because, you know, for some people like y'all, you know, gardening's fun and might be easy. You know, there's a lot of people that don't know. They don't have face, they don't have, you know, blood, sweat, tears goes into it. You know, there's a lot of work. It's tough. And not everyone, you know, I'm not one who, you know, I don't relish like just digging in the dirt and smelling the soil. And, you know, I'm not real cathartic about all of that stuff and that. I just want to grow some food and teach other people, you know, how to do the same. So
yeah,
I'm gonna stop because I'll keep talking for like 40 minutes and forget what the question was.
Okay, that's what we're here to do, so it's all good.
That's right. That's right. We're here to talk it out. That's what we're about. That's for sure.
What about you, Anna? What got you started in the gardening world?
So I had my parents had a vegetable garden and stuff when I was a kid. So I'd been around it a lot, but I hadn't really, thought about it as an adult. And then I got a fiddle leaf, or I was thinking about getting a fiddle leaf fig, and I saw one of Garden Answers videos, and then like just went down this rabbit hole of garden videos. And I mean, honestly, YouTube probably inspired me to like get back into it as an adult. And then of course, you know, I started like, I think probably a week after I saw that video, we closed on a townhouse with like a 20 by 10 little tiny backyard. So I got started very much with like just container gardening, a couple like 2x4 raised beds, and kind of like you, Mike, I was just like, I just want to like grow food. I want to like try to see if I can do this. And then that has increased and increased and increased as it's gone along.
Yeah, that just kind of happens.
Yes.
Yeah. It just happens, doesn't it? Right.
It
We start with one little thing, and then next thing you know, we're trying to grow anything and everything we can. Right.
Right. Yeah. And then I really got into flowers too, which I kind of started with like, oh, I'm going to see if I can grow my own tomatoes or whatever. And then I was like, okay, flowers is like a whole other thing. And that, you know, I have my kitchen garden. I can see like from my kitchen window, from my windows. And so it's like, okay, I have to have a lot of flowers in there too, because I'm looking at it all day long.
Yeah.
And it's nice for the pollinators too. And I mean, I saw that you do a lot of cut flowers and stuff. So it's nice to have bouquets and stuff you can share with friends, neighbors, family.
And then
Yeah,
the
this
color
year.
in the garden too is really nice, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to have a cut flower specific garden this year because
Yeah.
usually I don't want to cut. Sometimes I don't want to cut them. So
Yeah.
now we have I have 2 gardens now, which is like even crazy for me to be able to say that. But now I have a cut flower garden that I can't see from the house, so I don't feel guilty cutting flowers from it. So that's been kind of fun.
If you cut them though, they grow back tenfold. So
that's right.
You get a reward. High risk, high reward.
Exactly. Yeah. True. Right. Yeah.
Things you were saying there, Mike, I really like though as well is, when you're talking about the idea of just wanting to grow food and just kind of just kind of a basic human need in a way, needing food. We just need to, that sort of thing, but being able to grow it and empower ourselves to be able to grow it ourselves is really huge. Right. And I think that's one of the things that's really cool about some of the stuff you do, or even your philosophy that you take on it, right, is just basic. I just want to grow food and I want to show people how simple and easy you can get started doing it, right?
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and it's also nice that you take the approach of not having people get left behind because like you said, gardening can be intimidating for a lot of people. And while some people can jump right into it and kind of get their hands dirty, others may not necessarily want to, and they may want to, learn the most simple way possible so that they don't feel intimidated. And that's what's so great about your approach.
Oh, cool. Thanks. Y'all get me.
There you go.
That is really awesome though, because I think that is a big barrier to entry, is that there's you can get into so many, you can do it study it your whole life and not know all the little things. And so sometimes just like the most direct, like, here, just do this, just put the seed or what, however you're doing it, like just do it like this and something will happen, hopefully, it's really great.
Yeah. Something simple.
Yeah.
And I like what Shawnee says there, just a jar and some seeds and you're a gardener, right?
Doesn't
Yeah. Tell us a little bit more again too. I've been noticing, and I think this is new since I even talked to you last, but you've created your own little attachments, I guess, for like jars and bottles and things like that as well, so that folks can grow their own microgreens. That was the one I remember, but you just showed a new one, right, with the jar that you have, right, that goes in the top of the jar. Yeah, you want to describe and tell us a little bit about those there and how you use those?
Yeah, you want to see a quick demo?
Sure.
Show you how
what you got.
It goes.
Yeah,
Here, let me set it up a little bit.
All right.
Higher than that.
That's really cool. I gotta get my mom one of those. She wants to do microgreens and stuff.
Here, you can see that, right?
Yeah.
Here, I got a bowl. This is what I do. I get on Whatnot and I do demos in that. But to sell those. But this is just so people can grow microgreens cheap and easy. Everybody probably knows microgreens nutrient dense. You should be eating them in that, right? Yeah. But what I like to do is, if you keep doing that, you keep growing microgreens out, probably like to that stage. Right. And then you harvest them, you do it over and over. You go through a lot of seeds. What I like to do is grow mine out a little bigger. And I've got like a whole video of my whole yard. What we'll do is we'll start taking some of these and planting them out. So we'll harvest the microgreens and then we'll take some, plant them into bigger containers. And that way you got what we call a continuous harvest system. But the little adapter that I made, let me just do a quick, it only takes a second.
Yeah.
Who's there? Natalie? What kind of nutrients do you use?
General Hydroponics, Flora series.
Flora? Well, I got General Hydroponics Maxi Grow.
All right, cool.
It's like 1 teaspoon per gallon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, to me, that's like the easiest thing. I started with Master Blend, and I don't know if you've mixed that up, but it's like a 3-part thing. And
that's what I'm using now, 3 parts.
And then if you
ratios right.
Right. And if you don't mix it like the right way, you get nutrient lockout and everything.
Yes.
So when I went on like Whatnot, people were coming in there had no idea about hydroponics. So I need to find something that like a beginner would know. And so even though I've been using Master Blend like with success for like 10 years, I went ahead and started using this about 6 years ago or 6 months ago. And everything I've been growing is just with this. But look, everybody's got a bunch of these laying around the recycling bin, right?
Mm-hmm.
I I've got like a bunch of different adapters. So I wasn't prepared. But this is like one of the first ones that we did, and it's just 3D printed. So I've been like coming up with ideas and trying to make things for like years, but back 10 years ago, if we wanted to do something, we had to get a prototype, and it cost about $10,000 for them to build a prototype. And if it wasn't right, you have to pay more to get it retooled and all that. Now we get a 3D printer for a couple $100, and I can sit there and I use a little program like Tinkercad and just design it myself. So I've got all these printers like going all day, but let me show you how quick this goes together. I try to get this is the hardest part. If I can do this without spilling it all over the floor, then we're all right.
I never not spill anything in hydroponics. It's just not
Just let it fly.
Yeah. Look, you just fill up the bottle, right? Put the top on, put it in like that. It's called clay pebbles. Okay, you know what that's all about, right? And the rest, right? We're just going to put a little bit of that. That's just a grow medium, guys. This absorbs moisture. It retains moisture. And it helps your little seeds germinate. And then I just spritz it with a little water. Because your seeds need to be a little damp to germinate. I got some tatsoi seeds. Tatsoi, like our pak choi and everything.
Yeah, I just grew that for the first time. I love it.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, tatsoi is great.
It does well in hydroponics.
Yeah, and tatsoi, pak choi, all your Chinese cabbages, but just one little pack like that, and then I just give it another little spray. And I use foil because it blocks out the light. And it keeps moisture in. But this is it. If you can do that, you can grow food. This is all I do. And we're done.
I'm going to have to try that. I am horrible. I can grow, I can grow. I'm horrible at microgreens. I'm horrible at microgreens.
So we just come back like the next day and peek in there. If it looks like they're drying out, you just give it another little spritz. Yeah. If it's damp, you just leave it. And, let's see. This one we just planted a couple days ago. When it gets to where it's sprouting, go ahead and take the top off, right?
Yeah.
So those just sprout. I just took this off right before the show. It'll take
so easy.
7 to 10 days later, there's your microgreens. And there's the bottle, just like this. And then what we're talking about, the continuous harvest system, and taking them and putting them into bigger containers, because we grew them in the hydroton or leca, whatever you want to call it. You can pull them out like that. See the roots?
Nice.
And that's where we take that. I just use the pool noodle, hydroponic cloning collars and that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to do things cheap and easy, so we figured out get a pool noodle, slice it up. I could get about 50 of those from a $1 pool noodle.
Such a great idea.
Then we just took that and planted them in our downspouts and everything, and then you can grow out full-size plants.
That's awesome.
Easy.
You make it look so easy.
It's just that easy though.
Yeah.
That easy.
I'll have to try that. I'm gonna have to.
I'll send you some.
Yeah.
Save up some money to.
Justin says he's had a great success with your adapters as well too. So yeah.
Oh, Justin. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah, great stuff. I love it. It's just again, like you said, so easy, and kind of along the lines of what you're talking about, making it easy for people so that they've got an easy entry point into gardening, because some people would look at it like there's lots of barriers or it's really complicated, and we can really, when we're not experienced with something, we can really overcomplicate things really easily. Right. But then you see something like that and you go, oh, wait a minute. It's that easy. I can just do that. And next thing you know, you got shelves like you've got behind you full of just all these really awesome greens, that are just growing so simply.
Are you into microgreens, Anna? Have you ever tried growing microgreens?
A little bit, just a tiny bit. But I've always that looks like a really nice, easy way to do it. Definitely. Yeah, I like to do like my version. I always talk about container greens, which is like a similar kind of philosophy, but I'll just like every spring, I've got a bunch out there right now. It's my favorite thing. I feel like I talk about it over and over again, but yeah, I just put the soil down, put the seed, like I put a ton of seeds, kind of like you would with microgreens, just let them grow and then cut and come again, baby greens. And it's like,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I try to tell, like, one of the starting points, I'm like, if you're going to do one thing, just throw some lettuce seeds in a pot of soil and just eat them as they go.
Cool. Chaos gardening.
Chaos gardening. Yeah.
I just heard that term the other day. And I was like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a new method for you then, right?
Yeah, I think I've been practicing for a while, but I didn't know the term.
Yeah, it's like I'm already well experienced in this chaos gardening stuff, right?
Yeah, I didn't know there was a name for what I've been doing, but yes, there we go.
Are you, I know that you kind of focus on having fun in the garden. Are you a labeler, or do you just have more fun with your garden and just let the chips fall where they may and be surprised? How do you manage your garden?
I do try to label, I have to say, because it is so shocking how quickly you forget where you planted something or what you planted. It always blows my mind. And I'm like, is it the sleep deprivation of small children or what is this? But yeah, I can't remember anything that I plant.
And also when you're planting it too, you're fully confident that you're going to remember, I know what this is. It's all, oh, no problem. Couple days later, you're like, what was that again?
Yeah, I do like that part about like filming as much as I do, because there have been times where I've been like, I got to go back and look at what I planted where. But yeah, I'm trying to label. I'm trying to figure out what labels I like, because the little plastic ones, they always end up out in the garden and then they're just out there in the way.
Yeah.
So I need to figure out like a wood label and the right system so that at least that doesn't keep happening. But I'm trying this year.
Yeah. I know our
but
good
at least
friend
the vegetables.
Mark shared with us in the garden segment either this year or last year about a really great labeling method that he does. I think there's also like you can get permanent pens that you got to make sure are good for the sun.
Those work.
They're like
the garden pen.
I don't know what they call them, but they're sun tolerant and they don't fade away or whatever. So that's a big key to it as well too. But yeah, having labels is a good idea. Or times I'd make maps too. I'll make maps for my garden. And so I'll kind of like, smart. Okay, this is there and this is that there, that sort of thing.
Yeah, even when I try to label, it just never works out. It's always a surprise for me. So
yeah, I always end up doing I'll do one patch and I'll label that and I'll be like, good to go. And then this is the reckless side of me. I'm like, well, I'll just put a couple over here. And I'll just put a couple seeds over here. And then I'm thinking like, this is going to be so whimsical when there's like a little patch here and there.
Yeah.
It's like today I was starting my flower seeds and I started off strong. I was labeling every variety and then I ran out of labels and I was like, I'll just put 2-3 varieties in this tray. I'll remember. And I already forget what I put. It's only a few hours ago.
Mystery plants are cool, but for the most part, especially when you're spending so much time and effort with them and stuff, it's good to know what they are and what they're going to be and that sort of thing as well in the long run. But yeah, a mystery here and there is not too bad either.
Right. And as a beginner, like if you're a beginner, because as if you've been doing it for a while, it's like you recognize, like, I know what that seedling is, or, that's the only zinnia I planted here. Like, okay, I know. But that's definitely like something too. If I'm like, anyone's a beginner, I'm like, definitely label when you get started so you're not like growing weeds, because I've done that or pulling out plants that you want or whatever.
Yeah. So Mike, do you have any other systems outdoors, or are you just growing indoors right now? What do you currently have growing?
Most of the things I do is outdoors. I'm down in Florida.
Yeah.
I'm like, like Enoch has like, long growing seasons and I can basically grow outside year round. We have a few days where we have ice or snow, but I know that a lot of my audience, anybody who lives a little north of me, they don't. So when it comes to winter time, I move in and then I live stream at night and selling the products and that. So instead of just saying, hey, will you buy this? I do like the demo. So I come on here, I do the demo, and then you show them the results, and I go through it. So all of this is basically in here is just like a point of sale thing. But actually, if I've got a little space outside, and I'm like Anna, where you said you started with 10 by 20 or something, like a real tiny yard.
Mm-hmm.
And us doing YouTube the way we film, and it looks a little bigger. It depends on how you do with the camera.
The video does make it look a lot bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. So I always get, my yard is like tiny, kind of like I think it might be like 10 by 30 where I'm growing, and I always have people like, I want to come to your farm. I'm coming by. I'm like, there's no farm. There's what you see is what you get. They think like that it goes on forever or something. But yeah, I would do like most of mine outside. We're gonna move. Things might ramp up, and that's part of the encouragement for people too, is that I got a tiny space, and so all the stuff they see me growing, it's in a tiny space. But we also I rent, and our backyard is covered with trees. It's just totally shaded, and I could grow 2 or 3 times as much if we had a tiny bit more sunlight. But I can't cut down trees.
Right.
So, when we move somewhere, we're going to look at that. We just, moved in here, and we kind of needed to move at that time. So I just tell people, I have a tiny space, it's shaded. I don't get 6 to 8 hours. And that's why I focus like on microgreens, 7 to 10 days. You don't need much light. And then with the hydroponics, I don't know if you move your stuff around, Anna, but that's one thing when you plant a garden, it's kind of stuck there. You make your decision in the beginning, but like with the hydroponics, if I set them up and it's not getting enough light, I'm out there and I can move it. Sometimes just moving it 1 foot, gets an extra hour of sunlight and does like twice as good. And
I'm going to be trying one of my hydroponic towers outside this summer. I've never tried doing hydroponics outdoors, just with natural sunlight rather than, the lights in the grow tent. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah. And similar case though too is being, I don't know, well, I mean a tower, I mean it's getting pretty heavy, but having containers in a sense and making them mobile so you can move them around and in those types of spaces though too, where you do have, like you're talking about, Mike, trees and things that are shading things out. You want to try to be able to optimize the light the best you can for your plants. So being able to move them around in containers is really great. I don't know what you can do with a tower though. Can you move that around, Natalie?
Yeah, it's on wheels.
So it's got wheels. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's perfect then. Mike, you mentioned moving though. Are you planning on moving, or are you going to stay in Florida?
Not sure yet. Maybe just a little south, maybe towards Gainesville or something, or where there's a little more artsy people, kind of like us and that. And, not sure.
And sorry, Anna, where I know your YouTube says you're in zone 7A. Whereabouts are you located?
I'm in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Virginia.
Yeah, I think technically now I'm 7B. I probably need to update. I don't know, 7A, 7B. Yeah. So hopefully tomorrow night is the last maybe frost.
I know. I saw your latest video saying that you're getting ready to plant.
It was passed, and it was supposed to be passed, and then the forecast switched. So
did you end up planting seeds or not yet?
Well, I was actually kind of careful this year, and I was like, I'm just gonna wait. I did plant some flower seeds, but I think they'll be okay. I don't even know if they've fully germinated yet. We got like 1 rain, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually waited that, like, I'm going to wait 2 weeks, and I'm glad I did, because now we're going to get a frost. And so everything's in the garage now. And I did plant some containers, because I started with a lot of container gardening, and I love containers still. So I have a few. And so now I'm going to have to move they're all going into the garage tomorrow night.
Oh my. See, and that's the risk. And see what I was saying, Natalie, what I was thinking about too, is like the last 2 years, I've really regretted not getting my tomatoes out early enough, because we could have got them out like way before our last frost date around here. And so like this year, I'm like, I still feel like, should I or shouldn't I? But I've regretted it the last 2 years, so I'm going to go for it. But still, you worry about it. I'm going to plant them out and then turn around in the weather forecast and say, oh, now you've got a frost coming up, just out of nowhere, but
Murphy's Law.
Just do what we got to do to protect them, right?
do some. I always because I do like to kind of push limits. I do like to try things. I've definitely, waste plants sometimes because of that. But I like to have designated seeds. So I just recently bought a bunch of flower seeds from my pollinator area. And I'm like, these are my if something happens to them, they're not my favorite seeds. They're not something precious that I really have to have. If they get hit by the frost, that's fine. Or I'll leave space for impulse buys. I know I'm going to go to the garden center and I'm going to buy something. So let's leave a space open. So I always just pick a few tomatoes, I guess, pick a couple that if something happens, that's okay. And save a couple for after your frost date.
Yeah. Your designated survivors, if you will, right? If you need them, you got to have
right. Just backups, right?
Backup,
B
yeah,
team.
exactly.
I try to do a little bit of that sometimes because I am known to push the limits a little bit, but that does sometimes gets you in trouble.
Yeah, but you should take some risks, right?
Right.
Why not?
Absolutely.
Mike, what about you? Do you start most of your stuff from seed? Do you take cuttings, clones? How do you grow your
Most
stuff?
from here, I've got here we buy seeds like that.
Oh wow.
So,
yeah, look that's not your usual pack of seeds.
Yeah.
Where's the label on that thing? What is it? Gee, look at that.
Just a bunch of
soy. There you
That was
go.
red cabbage.
Wow.
So we do most everything from seed. Now during spring's coming up, if I want to do any peppers, tomatoes, and everything, since I don't have a lot of room, I'll run out. They really don't have any around here too much, but Home Depot, Lowe's, or something. I'll go grab some tomato starts and rinse off the roots. And the way we've been growing, this is microgreens. I said you moving them into a bigger container. I put some in downspouts like this. Yeah. That's where we took the plants out and just put them in there. And we've also done it with big 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah.
The cranky system. So to get a head start, I'll go ahead and just rinse off the roots, pop them in there, and then just leave it. And it'll be a month or 6 weeks before we even have to do anything to it, or add any water. Just you're not having to worry about the pumps and everything. And it's just the peppers went months and months before the habaneros grew like a bush and fruited before I even added water or anything.
Wow, that's awesome.
But yeah, we grow a lot from seeds just because we have the microgreens and that sitting around. So, why waste them?
Yeah.
Like that. I'll break my heart. I have to go put that in some water.
Eat it.
You're right there.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Do you ever grow in ground at all? Any soil gardening at all, or is you just usually using all the water?
Yeah, this isn't the end all beat all. I just don't show a whole lot because social media is finicky.
Yeah,
and they've been following me. You
got to do your thing, right?
Yeah, I was doing I'm hey, I want to get into permaculture. People were asking me for natural ways to do things. Hydroponics involves a lot of plastic. Yeah. So I said 1 year I'm just doing all natural. So I made a video. I destroyed all my plastic and got rid of it all. And we did it with wood, metal, glass, and that would that was interesting. But what do you call it? I've had some people. I said now I'm going to get into permaculture. So I started talking about my soil and what I was doing and everything. And I had people commenting, I've been following you I'm not here for this. I've been following you for 8 years, but if I want to see this, I'll go watch James Perogi or something or Charles Dowding. And I'm like, cool. So I didn't put out videos and that, just, your crowd, on YouTube. I just got to kind of stick to this. And that's part of my thing is, when something works, you lean into it. So I have fun if it, you just got to do what you got to do if you want to help more and more people. If you're doing it for a hobby, you just want to do something and show somebody, a couple people watch it, you have some fun. But if you want to increase your reach and you want to touch more and more lives, we have people, I have thank you, messages and that from people around the world, like every day. Yeah, and, if you want to increase your reach, you got to kind of play the game. that social media wants you to do, so that you can get your word, spread a little farther.
I love
I kind of
that.
got off on a tangent there.
It's true though. A lot of people, I guess it depends on what approach you want to take, right? A lot of social media is very niche, right? So if you're a specific type of gardener, it can be challenging to branch off into something else, because there's, if you've made a name for yourself in a certain area, then I guess it could be difficult for people to pivot sometimes with you. But
yeah, so we got like rosemary and that growing out there. Rosemary doesn't do good in hydroponic. I don't know if it does for you. It's never, done good
I can't
for me.
even start seeds, so forget growing it.
So we've
really?
had, some in the ground. There are certain plants don't like the roots wet all the time. Hydroponics isn't like magic. We're not like, we're still following like laws of nature and the ways plants have evolved and everything. So not all of them like being wet. If they didn't like it when they were in the ground, they're not going to like totally being, in a wet environment. So yeah, we still do have some, like an herb garden especially, so when we're cooking, we can just go outside and get some of that. Yeah. But basil, stuff like that we'll have in it, and it'll just grow like a friggin' bush. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I love that. Yeah. That was you said, Anna, that was your first plant that you grew. So
Yeah.
Basil's awesome.
Basil's
and it's
great.
So easy to grow, and it goes well with almost everything in the kitchen. So
yeah.
And there's so many different kinds.
Yeah.
You can the varieties, there's so many.
Yeah, the varieties and flavors that are the differences in the flavors of all the different varieties is just amazing. The spectrum that basil actually has.
Yeah.
It's not just that simple basil that you've gotten from the store. There's just so much good stuff.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to growing the most this summer, Anna?
Oh, that's a good question. I really want to grow some like corn on the cob corn.
Oh,
I have like a little
yeah.
spot designated, and
Okay.
I've always done like corn for decorative purposes, because I have had much smaller spaces. So speaking of like switching lanes as a channel, I went from these 2 very small gardens to now a much bigger garden. So I've done like broom corn in really small beds and in containers, and it doesn't, in a container, it won't grow to like full size, but you can get like a decent little corn, corn stalk for decorations and stuff. But broom corn, glass gem corn. But now, this year I'm like, I'm gonna try to get some real like corn on the cob and see if we can actually get that. So I'm pretty excited about that for sure. Sorry, my cat is like trying to climb onto the don't do that. And I'm not
he just loves that you're talking. He thinks you're talking to him, right?
Oh, I know. They think it's all about them. But yeah, right. I think that's it. And pumpkins. So I'm all about the fall decoration. I'm trying to get a pumpkin as well.
Yeah. Pumpkins do you ever have problems with any like powdery mildew or anything like that on your pumpkins or squash or anything like that?
Yeah, and the vine borers, for sure. If they can, that's been tricky. I've had a hard time. I've had a couple like really good zucchini years, and then the last couple years that because I was in Virginia, moved away from Virginia, came back. So before I moved, I had great zucchini years. And since I've been back, like last year, I don't think my zucchini plants did anything before they just got taken out. So I think it can kind of depend here, because we have a lot of heat, a lot of humidity, and we can have some like swings and stuff in weather.
Yeah. Be challenging for sure.
Yeah, like down home backyard gardens, vine borers are from Satan. You poor folks have got to deal with those things. Oh my gosh, they're horrible.
Yeah, I'm gonna try is it like the tin foil method, where you wrap the base of the plant with like a little tin foil?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Because that's where they get in. So I'm gonna see if that can help a little bit, or just succession. I think also just like succession planting, so that you at least can kind of maybe get a couple zucchini before your plant is in trouble.
Yeah. I'd have to deal with just the leaf-footed squash bugs that are in my area, and they just infest and they populate and they so fast. I mean, it's amazing. You turn around and there's just more, and then you do your best to clean it up, and then the next day this seems like there's even more than there was the day before and all of that. But one of the things is just to try to keep up with it for as long as you can and try to get the plant to grow out and get big enough to where it just kind of grows out past most of the damage. I mean, the damage will keep trying to catch up to it, but the plants, as long as you keep them going, I've gotten some really good, like squash and pumpkins and different things off of different plants before, but you just got to keep up with them. And it can be very difficult. Yeah. Because the plants themselves they'll start to gain enough momentum and strength to be able to just kind of grow past that damage.
Okay, so it's just
but vine borers are different though. They affect things differently.
And you can't really, they're in the stem, so you can't even like spray them with anything if you want to do that, or even pick them off. It's kind of just like you just have to see if you can get in there and get a couple zucchini or something before. Or I mean, I'm kind of hoping, I'm like, well, this is still a semi-new garden, so I'm like, maybe there's this corner that I can plant as zucchini and they won't find it, or they don't know yet, because sometimes you can get away with that first couple of years.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that you're facing right now in your garden, Mike? You got any pests you're dealing with?
Not much. I don't do anything. I don't put anything on, but I'm in Florida and we've got like a gajillion lizards, frogs and that running around. They'll run right across your feet to grab a bug and take off. So I just leave everything. I figure if I try to get rid of like some of the pests, the predators that were eating those, they won't have food. They'll go over to my neighbor's yard or down the street, trying to find some. So the more I try to take away, the more that food web kind of breaks down. So what I do is sacrificial. I'll grow enough. Like people are like, how can you, eat that much, when they start seeing how much we got planted? And if I do have like one plant or something where it's starting to get infested, I actually take that and just move it. That's why we use the hydroponics, and I'll take that and put that to the edge of the garden or a little farther out, and I'll surround it with anything they're getting on. I'll leave it in the nutrients and let it keep growing. But for some reason the bugs like that plant, so I grow enough so we can eat, and the bugs will have theirs. And then if there's more coming in, hopefully they're attracted to that, and so I move it away from all the other plants and just kind of leave them laying around the perimeter of the garden.
That's a great strategy. Grow some for the pests and then some for yourself.
Yeah. Trap plants.
Yeah.
Trap plants.
Love that.
Yeah. Get them to, you got one that's kind of a sacrificial plant, you're just letting it take all the brunt of everything while everything else gets to survive for it.
Yeah. We got to grow a lot anyway, because we're doing YouTube. So
yeah,
you have a couple that are gonna go by the wayside, so might as well use them for something.
Yeah
Exactly. Well, right on. Let's see, I think there was some, I'm gonna make sure I'm looking in here too. I think there were some questions in here from a little bit earlier. Bowtie was asking Anna, let's see here, have you regretted taking the cover off the greenhouse yet? Did the weather hold out for you?
It's not holding out for me.
No,
I don't. Tomorrow night we're gonna get.
I know.
Oh, so it's not.
I guess you're kind of regretting, right?
Well, I'm not though, because so I have. If you haven't seen, I have like a smallish kind of hoop kind of greenhouse that has like the plastic cover, and so I did some stuff in the winter, and I was debating if I wanted to just like move all my tomatoes and stuff that I'm hardening off out into the greenhouse and kind of use it as like a halfway point. But I decided that if they are that far away from the house, that I will probably not take care of them as well. So I kept all my seedlings where I have to see them multiple times a day to make sure nobody gets too dry or anything. So I'm okay with taking the cover off, and I'm going to plant it. Hopefully my goal is to plant it with like some vines and stuff. So in the summer, it'll be just kind of like a little path that you can walk through with like flowering vines.
Yeah, so
That'll
just
be
kind of
so
basically
nice.
a big trellis in a way, right?
Yes, yeah, so that's what I always
Just
did.
a
I used
big
to
old
have the mini
trellis.
one. Yep, like the mini greenhouses, and I always just would take the cover off and grow on them in the summer. And
Just get
so
a bunch of vining
yeah.
things to grow all over it.
Hyacinthine
Yeah.
vine, black-eyed Susan vine, cathedral
Mhm.
bells. Yeah.
Right on, right on. Let's see here. This isn't a question. This is a comment. Bowtie was saying just a little bit earlier. He's like, shout out to Mike. He says, after his first ever experience on a gardening live on my show, he went and appeared on yours, Mike, and says 2 days later. So right on.
Yeah. What's up, Dave?
Yeah. So that's how he got his first live experience was with our shows. So how about that? That's really great. Oh, there's a question for Natalie in here. What tower do you have?
It's called a pineapple tower. It's a aeroponic tower, and yeah, I ordered several of them, and just had them made in different colors. I got them directly from a manufacturer, and yeah, just had some fun with
Those same towers you'll be using outdoors as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw one outdoors this summer and just see how it does. Take the lights off and see what happens.
Yeah,
Get some
that'll be
lettuce in
great.
there. I'm gonna do A and B testing. So I'll do one inside with the same, like the seeds started on at the same time, same variety. And yeah, one inside, one outside. We'll see.
Yeah, that'll be a fun experiment.
Perfect. Yeah.
I mean, outside will probably do better, but we'll see.
Right on.
I'm not in Florida though, so I don't know if I'll have. Do you have issues with your lettuce bolting and stuff because of the heat, Mike?
A little bit when it gets up over 90 year around here. Our hydroponics, I run everything till it still gets a little hot around. They say keep it around 75, and it's to be 85, close to 90, and if we let it go too long, it'll bolt. But that's why we like to have the continuous harvest, and we'll get rid of those and just come in here and grab a couple more and put them in its place and just keep going.
Do you do anything to I myself am just learning about water temperature in aero or hydroponics. What do you do anything to manage your water temperatures?
I don't, because like I said, my channel, I try to make it as easy and cheap as possible. I wanted something like my mom when she was around. If I said, here, just put some nutrients in and put the plant in, she could do that. But if I said, you got to check this, check that, and do everything. Yeah, but I've seen some people, a couple of times I've done where we keep empty jugs and fill them up and freeze them and keep a bunch if you have room in the freezer. You can take the jug and set it inside and let that thaw out, and then you can, instead of, because if you dump water in there or throw a block of ice, you're going to dilute your nutrients.
Yeah, that's what I do. I use frozen jugs.
Yeah, so
the reason why I asked was because I saw one of your videos recently. I think you were showing your tomato root system, and they're so white and healthy. And I know usually if water gets to a certain temperature, it can be difficult to keep your roots that white and prevent any kind of like root rot and stuff. And all your plants, the roots look so great. So that's why I was asking.
Yeah, I just try to keep it morning sun, afternoon shade. And if it's like a black container, I make sure that's not like sitting in, direct sunlight, during the middle of the day. But then, I've got another video where I'm growing in white buckets out there and it's full of algae.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm, I just want to show people too, because I get people freaking out, I've got a little algae, and then they try washing the roots and changing it and that. And I grew peppers. I had all kinds of peppers growing and like 12 towers set up with 5-gallon buckets, and they're all full of algae. And
do you find anything that works to manage that, or you just leave it?
I leave it. So I show them, and then I'll do it where you get nice white roots that people like and everything. But I want to show people, like I said, I want to include everyone.
Yeah.
So people are having problems and then do grow algae, that you don't freak out, and that, you can still grow some food. I'm not going to eat the roots.
I had that issue with so I have 3 different colors of towers, one of which is yellow, and the light actually permeates through the tower. And so I get algae growing along the inner walls, and I still grow stuff, no problem. I still have my herbs and my lettuce. So it still grows just as well. It's just you get some green roots instead of white
Yeah,
ones.
if anybody went out to like a hydroponic farm where they grow like lettuce, you know, they'd probably be surprised at the amount of algae they, you know, see everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Let's see. Kelpie was saying, I want to see some aquaponics with tilapia. Have you ever tried aquaponics? Either,
Me?
or I mean, yeah, Mike, have you ever tried it?
No,
Throw
that
some
would go
fish into one of
beyond
your
the.
buckets or
I'm a
something.
dumbest
Or,
gardener. There's a lot that goes into
Yeah, that's beyond
aquaponics
me.
with.
yeah.
It's you know, the number of fish and how many square inches of fish you need for cubic meters of water, and I'm
Yeah, I
like,
suppose there's a bunch of
blows my mind.
technicalities in that as well, too, right?
Plus, I feel bad if you don't do it right. The nitrites get off really fast, and I'd end up killing a bunch of fish, and then wouldn't be able to live with myself. You know.
Yeah. I'm like, I have to keep plants and fish alive.
Right.
That's
right, for sure. Our friend MBC, our co-host for the book club and In the Garden on Sundays, he has a couple of different aquaponic setups with some fish and everything, and it's really kind of cool. Really kind of cool setup and everything. But I suppose you're completely right, though. I mean, there's a whole new set of different technicalities and things you've got to be, you know, aware of and keeping an eye on when it comes to, you know, keeping fish alive, let alone just the plants, right?
Yeah. Like I said, it's the basics, you know, and after people learn the basics, you want to go get some fish or learn that, get some pumps, get some meters. You know, you can always move up, but you know, as far as, you know, what I'm doing is just cheap and easy.
Fish are fun though. Like if you have container gardeners, I've done some like container ponds, and it is super fun to have some fish in the garden.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, I'm working on a pond myself because I want to do that. I want to have like some little goldfish or little koi or something.
Yeah, or
that would be great.
Mosquito minnows. You should look at the like mosquito minnows, because those will help take down any like mosquito larvae a little bit more than the goldfish, depending on how big your container pond is. So that's one thing to look at too.
Yeah.
And they're fun. Actually, sure. Yeah, they kind of like move a little bit more than the goldfish, so they're kind of fun. You can watch them like.
Are they like little school fish, or are they all just kind of erratically flying around?
I've never had a big enough container that they really could school much, but
right.
Yeah. But they were very fun to watch because they just like you'd be out there and you'll see the little like flash of silver. Yeah. So
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was we were at one of our big parks down here we've got, and they have like a Japanese garden there, and we were taking my daughter and my granddaughter through there, and she was just loving watching these just big old koi fish
cool.
just cruising around inside of this really cool pond they got there, and I'm just like, I got to get my pond done. Get that done because I want to have some fish rolling around.
Even like a half whiskey barrel. That's what I did. Just put a couple rocks on the bottom, and then get a decent amount of plant.
Idea.
Yeah, rocks on the bottom. That's what I did, and then I just had like an upturned pot that had a hole in it, so they had like a little place to hide. And then I put another pot on top because you want to have like some bog plants. So even just like Goldilocks or any of the and papyrus, like any of those kind of things. And then the aerating plants. So like hornwort, and there's a bunch of, you can just order them on Etsy, actually, if you don't have a garden center that has like a pond area, and you got to put enough of that in there. And then it takes a little while, but then it just all like evens out, and it's super cool. I've been kind of wanting to do some more. I gave all my fish to my friend who has like a real pond, and I came back and one of the goldfish was literally this big. Like
my!
If you're listening in the background, like 10 inches and super fat and very happy. But you're probably happier
bigger than the barrel you started it in.
Oh man!
Yes.
Wow,
years ago, I had this catfish I bought from a pet store to put in my regular fish tank I had, because I thought, oh, this would be great. It'll eat all of the junk on the bottom. It'll be great for cleanup and all that sort of thing. It took like a month or so, and that catfish was so dang big. It was knocking itself around in the bottom of the fish tank. I had to give it to my cousin, who had like the massively bigger fish tank, right? So I bring this catfish over there, give it to her in that fish tank. And then within another couple of months, that thing was so huge inside of her tank, it was knocking around and all over inside. And this was a huge tank too. We're like, man, we're gonna have to go release this thing into the bay.
Did you free it?
Yeah, we had to release the thing. I was like, I didn't want to kill it. Like, I don't know what to do with it.
No.
Like, how did this? We talk about plants that these big box stores will sell you that you can't, aren't really good for you earlier. That's really
Yeah.
great.
What about the
fish?
Yeah, these fish at the pet store. How did they give him that fish to me? Thinking like they had to have known that thing was gonna go crazy like that. You gotta watch out.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a crazy fun story there. Right on. Real quick here. What are we got the whole year growing ahead, Anna? What are some of the fun things you've got planned and thinking about for your garden coming up here in 2026? You got anything new? Any crazy, cool, fun ideas or projects and things that you're working on?
Yeah, well, I'm very excited because I just ordered some blueberry bushes and some raspberries and some bush cherries. So I'm kind of excited to start a little berry patch at one kind of like end corner of my garden will be sort of the berry patch. So that's like my big new, and then the whole garden is new. But this year I'm going for like, I just want to really plant it. I feel like last year I didn't plant quite enough plants. Maybe just adjusting to having more space. It felt kind of empty, which was really weird because I'm used to like having everything be like beyond packed. So we're going all in, and I'm just
all in and all out, huh?
Yeah, I've been like emptying seed packs, which I've never done in my life. And so we're just gonna plant the heck out of it and see if we can't get
It's funny. It's funny that you say that because I just did that today. I was like, well, you know what? Let me just empty this whole pack of seeds and just sprinkle it, whatever. I'm also doing the same thing. I just want it to look like, I don't know, flowers just barfed all over my garden.
You have to do that though too. I feel like they tell you the spacing, but then it's like when you see those gardens or containers, like when you see those containers that were really lush and really full, and the gardens that are really full, it's like those were not planted with 8 inches on each side. Like that was well like over planted, and I've learned that lesson the hard way.
They'll find a way to fit with each other. Just put them wherever. Don't overthink it. That's what I do.
I agree.
That's right. How about for you, Mike? What's going on over at Keep On Growin? I know lots of things have been, again, like I think since the last time I saw you, your whole like set, I guess we'll call it, it's all expanded and doing new fun stuff and all of that. You've been trying some other channels and things like that you've been doing. Tell us a little bit about some of the fun things you've got growing on there. Keep On Growin this year.
Just balancing social media and this being running a business. I do it full time. So, when something works, you just lean into it. So we're just doing all of that. Just more of the same and teaching people how to grow. Here, I've got some peas.
Oh, look at this.
I like little demos and that.
Those are beautiful. Wow.
Now what is that setup that's growing on? Is this a tray that you're printing up as well, or?
No, that's what. So sometimes I show people stuff that they don't have to buy anything from me. But that white tray, it's just got holes in the bottom of it.
Yeah. I have those. I'm going to try that. That looks
awesome. You have those. You can hear all the stuff down there. I'm not really well organized. They just come on that. You can buy a pack of them on Amazon for like $15.
Yeah, and they come with the dome lid.
Yeah, and I just found this at the Dollar General.
Yeah.
And those are just a little feet that would use for painting. Anything, I used net cups before. Anything you can lift it up, but see, that gives it a lot more room for the roots. Whereas if you use that little green tray, they're just flat. So we're just like to do. Yeah, because you can only get so far. So if you're just going to grow them, that big like a microgreen and cut them and eat them, that's fine. But if you come back like in by next week and then 10 days or whatever, these are going to be up to the light.
Yeah.
And one of my last videos, I just came in and harvested this and had like this whole thing look like a bush.
Mm-hmm.
So I harvested it last night when we were showing people about the adapters, and then replanted these on the show. So what we're doing is just like I did a little demo here.
Yeah.
We're doing that in front of people so they can see how to do it. And then we put the stuff up here. So when they keep coming back, they'll recognize the stuff. They'll be like, oh, I remember him planting that or that.
Yeah.
And so I've got to grow it anyway. So I figured turn on the camera. And just like I heard, Anna, you were like live streaming a lot.
Videos, but
videos or Natalie.
Yeah. She's live streaming every day. She's on every day.
Nice.
Every day. Yeah.
Honestly, you said, I don't know, you called yourself, what did you say? The dumbest gardener? I was like, no,
aspiring
that's my title.
to be.
Yeah, striving to be.
I was like, that's my title right now. That's how I feel doing my live streams. And, because like you said, hydroponics, it can be really complicated. And I think I make it look a little too complicated.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that way, if anybody asks me, how do you check the pH or whatever, I'll be like, go check out Natalie's channel.
I'll tell them to go check out your channel, because it's just much more simple and you're much more productive than I am. So
what about you, Anna? Have you not done any live streaming for your channel?
No, I've done like a couple like Instagram lives. Yeah, but maybe as the years go on, right now with like little kids, it's like run out, garden, do a video, run back or whatever.
Things got to be kind of be on
yeah.
whatever time is available versus a specific time that live streaming kind of requires, right?
Yeah, the preschool schedule, is
Yeah, I bet that's pretty hectic for sure. Mike, do you is there a specific time that folks can find you live streaming on your channel?
Fridays and Saturdays about 8:30 to 9:30. I'll start YouTube, Facebook, but then really all I'm doing is driving traffic to Whatnot, and then over there I'm doing like demos. I'm like the ShamWow guy, like
the ShamWow.
Yeah, Oronco, right? Remember all of that? So you show off the product and sell it. I mean, it's just blowing my mind. I mean, you can go on in a couple of hours and make $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 in sales, where and it's just live selling. Like over here on YouTube, Facebook, and everything. If you try to sell anything, everybody's like, "Oh, you're a sellout," and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But over on Whatnot, people have their credit cards input. They're there with a credit card in their hand. Sometimes I'm doing demos for like an hour, not selling anything, and people are like, "Are you going to sell anything?" And not used to being somewhere. They're like, "Look, just run it. I'm ready to buy."
Wow.
So yeah. So anybody's looking, to make money, you can just clean out your closet, and get on there and sell some stuff and go buy more seeds or something.
To say, all right, I know what I'm doing on tomorrow's live stream.
And if y'all need any seeds, let me know. I got a couple extra here.
Yeah, no doubt. As a bag of seeds is quite. I don't think a lot of folks, even in the audience, had ever seen a bag of seeds like that before. It's just quite.
That's one.
Yeah, that's just one.
Yeah, we got a variety.
Mike, I had a question really quick regarding microgreens. Do you soak your microgreen seeds first, or do you do any kind of soaking, or nothing? You just moisten them and that's it?
Yeah, just like the peas, the big ones, peas. We do corn shoots, mung beans, if you want to grow like bean sprouts. All the other stuff I don't.
Cool.
I could have just did a demo. We just, I just fill up nutrients, put this in here, I put a little paper towel in it, sprinkle the seeds, and then put that little top back on that came with the canning thing, and that's it.
Cool. Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try some again in the next couple of days. You've inspired me to try again. So
yeah. Down home backyard gardening, our guest from last week. Was it last week? Yeah. what's a very beginner level setup to try aqua? This is blowing my mind. Well, I would say that those that demonstration you gave and those little adapters and everything, that's as beginner as you can get right there for sure, right?
Yeah, pretty much. If he's talking about like, just using like hydroponics, if he's talking about like aquaponics with fish and all that, it's kind of do a little bit of research because it's, there's a lot of numbers that go into that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so go check out what Mike's got growing on over there. Keep on growing and find one of those setups if you want to get something really basic and easy to get things started up. What about like what would you recommend? Like, what are some good like beginner microgreens that folks could get started with? Like
All of
variety,
the
different types of stuff. What would you recommend?
like we were talking about pak choi and tatsoi and all of that. It grows real well. Some of them are like heat tolerant and cold tolerant. They'll grow like a long time during the season. We just like having them all out there, and like if you want a soup, you have a hot soup, you just go out and cut, a bunch, toss it in there. And the continuous harvest system, when you harvest one, if you have small containers, all you got to do is rinse it out, put some new nutrients in, and grab some more microgreens and put them back in, and then you've got the next thing coming. So most of those lettuces, things that I can just go up to the store and just buy like cheap. I've got a small place, so I don't want to waste growing a bunch of lettuce if lettuce is like $1.50 at the store. But lettuce does grow well. But like we're talking about the basil, I'll grow cinnamon basil or Thai basil, the things that I can't get. But when I want to set up a tower, stick a bunch of Genovese basil or something to make pesto. I'm sorry, I'll be off on a tangent now.
Oh, that's all right. Right on. Well, again, too, looking at the clock here, time's flying right by here. Our conversation already. It's heading towards the end of the hour already. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
have so much fun. I know these conversations are so much fun. But again, you two, thank you so much for coming and joining with us and hanging out here on the green room. I hope you guys had a good time tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you both. And where can everybody find you both? Online, social media?
And do all of that. Let everybody know where we can find you. Also, I will tell you, we got links down below in the description too. But Anna, where are we going to find you?
Yeah, Instagram and YouTube.
At The Reckless Garden.
The Reckless Garden, yep.
Excellent. And then Mike?
I'm not going to tell you. It's a secret.
It's a secret.
I've been out there a while. I'll pop up somewhere in your feed. I promise.
Keep on growing. You'll find Mike over there, definitely. And go and check out some of that cool microgreen stuff that he's got over there. Go check out what Anna's got growing on in her garden through 2026. Like I said, you can find all those links right down below in the description. And thank you two so much for hanging out with us tonight. It was just really awesome to have you guys back on the show for one, and to have you on our new green room show too. So it's really great to have you here, and we'll have to have you back on here down the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Hey gardeners, thanks for tuning in to our show today. We'll be right back at it here in just a moment. I just wanted to take a second here to highlight our regular videos and features here on the Urban Gardener channel. Our weekly garden journals, and our incredible featured visits.
All right. Here we are back at it. Time to finish this show up tonight. What a great
another
conversation
great
with those
conversation.
two, huh? Yeah, I love it. Again, I love kind of getting different types of gardeners on and talking about all different types of stuff and everything. And just a really great, interesting, fun conversation tonight with these two.
Yeah, absolutely. And it definitely got me inspired to give microgreens another try. So
Give them
I'm,
another try. They're really
yeah,
easy.
I'm going to. I'm going to.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
something that I can grow during this time period where I've got nothing really happening right now, just to get
Hmm.
my fix, you know? I need some kind of plants. So maybe
Yeah,
microgreens
yeah.
is a good idea.
And not only that, you really, and a cool thing too is like, with different types of microgreens, say, like you can get these different flavor profiles and things. So you can
Yes.
grow like Mike's got those little things, right? You can grow like just a little bit of like say arugula in one, and then a
Yeah.
little bit of basil in another, and then some basic like lettuce type of stuff, and then add those in and create these mixtures of different
Yeah.
flavors in the
I
different
have
things you have.
I have mixed packets and stuff, like sandwich blends and stuff, and it's got the
Yeah.
mustard green, the radish, the arugula, but I think the radish has to be my favorite by far. They're so spicy, but they're so good.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's great too. Oh, no, that's what I was going to talk with Anna about too, because her answer about radishes being her
Oh, yeah.
challenge one, I was like, I should have got in on that one there, because I love radishes. They're one of my favorite plants to grow as far as like multi-use plants and all of that.
Yeah.
But again, microgreens for that really cool radish flavor. The radishes themselves, you grow them and get these little seed pods when you get them young. They're delicious little additions to your salads, and then yeah, just radishes are awesome. But we'll have to save that for the next conversation with her for sure.
Yeah. Always another conversation to have, so we'll
That's
find
right.
out more.
That's right. That's right. Well, let's see what we got coming up here for the Let's Get Growing show. In fact, in just another week, couple weeks, third Sunday of the month, our monthly gardening book club coming up April 19th with our good friend, Mr. MBC, Mark Mache Colbert, joining with us to interview and talk to author Emily Murphy about her book, Grow Now. Go beyond organic, rewild your land, sequester carbon, support biodiversity. This is just a really great book. Can't wait for the conversation with Emily coming up here in just a couple of weeks. So be sure that's April 19th, third Sunday of the month. And then next Saturday on the Let's Get Growing show, we've got joining with us Mike McGrath. Mike McGrath is the host of the NPR radio show, You Bet Your Garden. And we've had Mike on before. Really great fun. He's a funny guy. I love this guy. He's really great. So you won't want to miss this conversation. He'll bring some real fun to the conversation for sure next Saturday. And then we've got Homestead Culture joining us on our Are You Following Me segment. And that's coming up on this next Saturday show. We've got our Sunday edition as well next Sunday. And this next Sunday, we had to move some things around. It's the second Sunday of the month. We usually have Gardener Scott on with us, but instead, we're going to be doing another of our community shows. Scott had to move to the next week, so we'll have him on the next Saturday. So we're going to fill in that space and time this next Sunday with a community show where you, the audience, are the guest. That's right, all of you who hang out in our chat and all of that, you get the opportunity to come and join us live on the show. I'll hand out our show link to folks who show up for the show, and you can jump on and hang out and come have a conversation like those radio call-in shows where you call in and talk to the radio host and all of that. Except for we get you live on video right here on the live stream with us. It's a lot of fun. It's a good way to let everybody in the chat who you talk with each and every week get a chance to see you face to face. So these are really great opportunities to have some fun with the show, and for us as a community to get together and hang out, get to meet each other and do all of that sort of stuff. And Natalie, I hate to say this, and I didn't even get to tell you this before the show though.
Yeah.
The Green Room next Monday is a mystery show. How about that? I don't know for sure. I've got someone who's tentatively booked.
That's
and I've got
okay.
some idea.
We like mystery.
I didn't get it confirmed by the beginning of the show today. So
that's
it's
okay.
a
It's a
mystery
cliffhanger.
show next. We'll have guests next week. You'll have to keep an eye out. You have to come and show.
Stay
so
tuned.
Stay tuned and find out for sure what we've got coming up next Monday.
Maybe Enoch will be the guest. Maybe we'll put him in the hot seat and do the lightning round on him.
I know. I'm dreading that day ever coming around. I'm like a deer in headlights when it comes to like quick questions. I feel for some of our guests for that. It comes down to it for sure.
That's fun. We need to try it on you.
That's right. How about you? What you got coming up on the Fresh Princess this week?
Finally getting stuff back into the garden, so that'll be exciting. Just getting things into full swing for the next grow. So
Yeah.
modifying, building my setup, modifying it to make it work. And yeah, we'll see how the week goes. But I got a lot of work ahead of me, as per
Right on.
usual.
Right on, right on. Lots and lots to follow along with when it comes to what
Yeah,
Natalie's got growing on over there. So
yeah,
definitely get into the description below. If you haven't had a chance to get over to the Fresh Princess, check that link out. Go and follow along and see what's growing on this week.
yeah, absolutely.
Right
What about
on.
yourself, Enoch?
Oh, just more and more of the same, just got to get out there and get some of that list of things done and before it gets too late. But I'm going
Yeah,
to get working at it. I'm going to get going and take advantage of this weather. I hope all of you out there get to take advantage of your weather and gardening and growing and doing all that sort of stuff. So we'll all catch up with you all next week, huh?
yeah. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much. We'll see all of you next Saturday on the show. We'll get started again with another 3-day gardening weekend here on the Let's Get Growing show. See all of you then.
Power out.